Rattler fans, welcome to the Northside Independent School District soccer field here in San Antonio, Texas. Hope all the students enjoyed their mid-semester break. And it's back to action for the St. Mary's Rattlers as the ladies will take on the University of Texas of the Permian Basin in this doubleheader on this Tuesday afternoon. David Tovar bringing you the game as your Rattlers come in off a road trip where they lost to St. Edwards 1-0 in overtime and lost to Dallas Baptist 0-3 in regulation. Overall for the year, the Rattlers are 5-4-2. They're 2-2 in conference play, ranking them third overall in the Heartland Conference. They come in against a Texas Permian Basin team that is 1-9 and 0-3 in conference play, easily putting them in last place in the Heartland Conference. So the aerial shot above provided by Robin Johnson, and you see the 22 ladies ready to take their spots on the field and get this one rolling. Number 3 team in the Heartland Conference, your St. Mary's Rattlers, taking on Texas Permian Basin, and you're watching all the action exclusively on Rattlers Ustream Live. Now, we talk about this being a game 1 of a doubleheader. The men will be in action immediately following this game. That'll be against the University of Texas of the Permian Basin as well, and it'll be right here from the Northside Independent School District soccer fields and also on Rattlers Ustream Live. So there you see the ladies taking the pitch, and it'll be St. Mary's possession first. They will be taking this one from your right to left. And Katie Casperit is back in action, back in the lineup. Last time we saw her here was off the bench against Newman, where they won 2-0 in easy fashion. Though the score not indicating an easy game, they were able to make easy work of the Newman Jets. And of course, as stated previously, they stumbled upon their road trip in Austin and in Dallas, dropping both of those games. And they look to bounce back here with some home cooking. Throw in here by Cordoza. Looking long for Kasparidis. And Leas Nelson not able to come to it. And here's Amy Atkins. Amy Atkins looking long, trying to look for Carolyn Martin. And it was an injury on the field. It's Leah Kirch. And the clock is stopped momentarily. And Kirch is on the pitch. An injury here 34 seconds into this game. And Kirch, a little ginger to get up now. Leah Kirch, of course, wearing that big brace. As you see, she missed some time due to injury last year. And Chad Peters jumping on the broadcast with me right here. Chad, I think you have a little more to elaborate for Leah Kirch.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see her down again. I mean, she missed half of last season with the knee injury. You see the big brace on that right leg. And, I mean, it seems like that might be the leg that she's favoring right now. Hard to entirely tell. She's up right now.
Yeah, she's gingerly trying to maybe walk it off. That's a great sign for the Lady Rattlers. Leah Kirch, who's been huge this season. I think number 2 in goal scoring for the Rattler team. Of course, behind Katie Kasparidis. And this ball goes out of play, throwing upcoming for Permian Basin.
The last thing the Rattlers want to see right now is another injury. They've already lost Anya Olivades for the season with an injury the other day during that road trip. So their defense having taken a hit, and you don't want to see their offense take a hit as it would if Leah Kirch is down. And Leah gets ahead of the offense, or ahead of that UTPB defense there. But it looks like an offside's called. It's funny to see Leah out there because she's wearing the big brace. You expect her running to be hampered by it, but she's always racing ahead of defenders. So she's been able to play with that thing just fine.
And fine enough, of course, to be number 2 on this team in goal scoring. And behind Katie Kasparidis, who gets ahead of the defense, and this one is going to roll safely into the hands of the goalkeeper, Alex Frew. And that's a lucky bounce there for Permian Basin as Katie Kasparidis in full stride trying to reach that possession. Now Anya Olivades out with injury. That's a huge blow to this Rattler defense, who really got a a shot in the arm with Ashlyn Layton now being added to that defense. Ashlyn, who saw a lot of time at forward and at midfield last year, and even at the beginning of this year, has been put at the defense now. And Ashlyn, similar style to Anya, very aggressive, a nose for the ball on defense, and she'll look to fill some huge shoes here left on this Rattlers team. Ball goes out of play, throw and upcoming for the Rattlers in Permian Basin territory. Throw in easy to Elias Nelson on the far right side. Looking for Kasparidis. Possession. Bouncing between both teams. Here's Kasparidis on the right side. That goes out of play, and it'll stay with the Rattlers on their far right side. Prime opportunity and prime position here for the Rattlers. Throw in by Kasparidis. Off Eder. Strike by Kirch. And a nice shot there. And not a lot of reaction there from the Permian Basin defense. I guess everybody kind of stared and watched that one go. And luckily for Permian Basin, just a bit left. And it'll be a goal kick. And it'll be taken by number 21, Kristen Chandler. This one bouncing off Cordoza. That kick not going very far. Here's Kasparidis. Back to Kirch. Kirch. Some fancy moves, another strike. And that one, gonna call it a goal kick. Looked like he may have ricocheted off some of those black socks. It'll be another goal kick, not by the goalie, by Chandler, number 21, for Permian Basin.
Ladies, come on!
And now up ahead, that's number 20, Hannah Dozier. And looked like she had a breakaway there for a slight moment. Throw in by Lindsay Thomas upcoming here. That's to Gerke. Back to Thomas on the far right side. She's looking long for Wendy Gomez. Ashton Layton going to chase that one down. And it goes out of play. And a goal kick for the Rattlers upcoming.
Wait, David, not too far.
Oh. Goal kick from the Rattlers. This is in Rattler territory. The Rattlers trying to get this away, and it's a foot race now between the number 15s, Claire Eder and Courtney Chandler. And it goes out of play. Ball will stay with Permian Basin. Throw and upcoming by Chandler. Excuse me, by Lindsay Thomas. Thomas with the throw-in. She looks and finds Halen Gerke. Headed now by Dingman. By Gerke, excuse me, Gerke. And here is Gerke again. Able to make a move on this one. Looks long. Ashton Layton able to make the deflection there. Possession still for Permian Basin. Looking long on the far right side. Thomas not able to get to that one. And the goal kick upcoming for Bala Alstos and the Rattlers. We welcome you to a partly cloudy day here in San Antonio, Texas. Your St. Mary's Rattlers taking the pitch on this Tuesday afternoon soccer doubleheader. Remember, the men upcoming immediately after this game, so keep it locked right here on Rattlers Ustream Live. Katie Kasparidis upfield to Leah Kirch, and the defense has played well, and they'll retreat back to their goalie. Your Rattlers come into this game with a 5-4-2 record, 2-2 in conference play. That's good enough for number 3 in the conference, as this ball goes out of play on the far right side, being chased by number 2, Nicole Rodin, to no avail. Possession will stay now with Permian Basin. The Rattlers taking a road trip last week. Played at St. Edwards on Thursday and then played in Dallas on Saturday. Unsuccessful in both attempts, dropping both games on that road trip. So they look to see if some home cooking is just what the doctor ordered to get this one back on track. Ball goes out of play off the boots of Claire Eder. Throw in now by Thomas. Looking long for Gomez. Nice header to Dozier. Dozier not able to keep possession. Here's Eder. Cordoza keeps this one in play. Now back to Layton. Here's Martin trying to make the clearance. Back to Dozier. Looks long. This one, nice touch there by number 15, Courtney Chandler. And here's Thomas on the far right side. Seen a lot of her early on. This one from Gerke is kicked high off the head of Condren. And now into the hands of Paula Ostos for a goal kick upcoming. Nice weather we're finally experiencing here in San Antonio. This one in the 87, 88 degree range. Now the defense, here's Cordoza, pops this one out of play. And a throw and upcoming for Thomas. And the Basin. St. Mary's coach, Corwin, instructing his players. Trying to let them know to be more vocal. And get the juices flowing. It is early kickoff time of 2 o'clock, coming off a mid-semester break. And here's Katie Kasparidis on the far right side.
Come on, Claire, get up in it.
This one is launched and a score! Wow! On the far right side, Katie Kasparidis, big time score there, as she just fired that one into the net. And that's good enough to give the Rattlers the first score of the game. 1-0, your St. Mary's Rattlers lead. Tremendous boot there by Katie Kasparidis. And these ladies will reset here. That score coming at the 9th minute mark of this first half. 1-0 is the lead for your St. Mary's Rattlers. Now, it's Permian Basin team not unusual to see them fall behind early. They're 1-9 and 0-3 in conference play. It's earned them the distinction of being last in the Heartland Conference. And Katie Kasparidis aims to keep it like that with a huge strike from the far right side. And Rattlers, here they come, trying to attack again. Here's Cordoza trying to chase this one down. She's going to get to this one on the far left side. Here's Cordoza working on the left side. Good defense being played there by Maria Cortez. Cordoza trying to get this one through the middle. Chasing it back is Leah Snelson. Here's Snelson. Going to drop this one off to Andrea Gregg on the far right side. A lot of room to work with for Gregg. This one is centered. And it's headed by Kirch and just not able to get to that one. Good break there for UT Permian Basin. And this one will go out of play. Still in Rattler territory. Ball for Permian Basin with about 10 minutes elapsed in this first half.
And David, going back to that goal, that is Katie's 9th on the season. So we're 12 games in. She has 9 goals. We've talked before. I believe the single season record 20. Does that sound right? 20 goals in a season. Said back in 1997, I believe. So she's probably not going to get there, but she has a chance to crack that top 2 or 3 or 4 if she can hit about 15, 16 this season. So she is well on her way. What a freshman year it has been for Katie Kasparidis.
And what a goal we saw there at the 9-minute mark of this game. Just struck it wonderfully into the upper 90 of the goal, drawing first blood for the St. Mary's Rattlers. 1-0 here against Permian Basin. Throwing again, and it's headed by Ashton Layton. Now at the boot of Leah Snelson. Here's Leah Kirch to the far left side. Here's Cordoza. Cordoza's going to win that foot race, and that's the second time she's beat Cortez out. Cortez on D. She blows past Cortez. Here's Cordoza in the box. The shot, you got to like the effort. But that was just an ill-advised shot there by Cordoza. You got to love that's probably off of momentum. And a sensational game being played right now by Cordoza. She's just storming up that left side. And number 8, Mariah Cortez, just not able to keep up with Amanda Cordoza. And a goal kick upcoming for Permian Basin. Of course, that is Chandler taking it. It's headed by Courtney Chandler. Headed once again. Leah Snelson able to make the interception. This is Amy Atkins. She's able to control possession for the Rattlers now. Possession lost once again. Both teams jousting for possession in Permian Basin territory. Here's Thomas on the far side.
Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet.
Claire Etter trying to get to that one. Cordoza. Oh, nice move there. Here's Kasparidis. Nice touch there. Leah Kirsch trying to get to it. Well defended there by Rodine. Still in dangerous territory for Permian Basin until then. Cleared well by Permian Basin. Here's Condren. Condren's going to try to keep this one. Doesn't turn on this one. Here's an opportunity. And just not able to get the feet under that one was Hannah Dozier. And it goes wide left. Goal kick upcoming for the Rattlers. And a good break there for the Rattlers. Condren not able to get under that one. And you would think that you want to maybe kick that one over to your goalie and have her maybe reset the offense. Condren trying to turn on that one, never getting the ball under her. And Dozier with a attempt at a shot. They're going to call offsides though. So even if anything were to happen with that last shot, it would have been nullified. The kick there from Layton. Here's Casperitas trying to turn on this one. Ball in possession of Alyssa Riddle. Now Mariah Cortez. Here's Casperitas working on two defenders. She looks back. She finds Kirch. Kirch with a shot. This one. Easy save for the keeper. She hits the deck. And she's able to make the save there. And keeps the 1-0 intact for Permian Basin. Not trying to let this lead grow anymore here in this first half. So Chad, you talked a little bit about the injury to Anya Olivades that happened during the road trip.
Yeah, during the road trip, injured her leg, done for the year, and what a hit it is to that backfield. I mean, defensively, she's been that ace defensively for this team. Brings a lot of attitude. We've talked about it throughout the season, really. Just the intensity she brings out there, and the Rattlers having to make do without it. Coach Rich talking about it the other day, happening 2 minutes into, I believe, the loss to Dallas Baptist, the 3-0 loss on Saturday. And he said just suck the energy right out of his girls. I mean, 2 minutes into the game, you lose one of your best players for the year.
And of course, the Rattlers losing that game and dropping both on that road trip. They'll try to bounce back and have started off very well offensively. Cordosa and Katie Casperitas, along with Leah Kirch. And this defense, as you mentioned, Chad, playing without one of their stars. And of course, this defensive backfield for the Rattlers, kind of compare that to the Detroit Lions' front four that have been getting a lot of praise and a lot of rave reviews. I mean, the four defenders the Rattlers had Anya before the injury. Then you got Andrea Gregg and Ashley Condren, who've been anchors since last season. Then you got Ashton Layton, who was added to this defensive troop. And here's Cordoza on the left side, trying to work again against Cortez. And Cortez just not able to stay in front of her. Here's Cordoza. This one in the middle. Atkins. Kirch. And a big save there by Alexis Frew. And some fancy footwork there from Cordoza. And Kirch just not enough to sneak that one through. Goal kick here from Frew. And this one back to the midfield. But just to close out the thought on the Rattler defense. And you got Ashton Layton added to the fray. And Ashton Layton, you can compare her to Anya Olivades. Very an aggressive defender. She brings her own swagger and attitude to the position. And there you'll see her there on your screen. That's number 9, Claire Etter, back in the midfield. Here's Condren. Gets that on top to Carolyn Martin. And so it's been a lot of talk about the Rattlers offense, and of course with Leah Kirch and the freshman sensation Katie Casperitas. But the Rattler defense is definitely something the other teams in the Heartland Conference have definitely not been sleeping on. And here's Cordoza again on the left side, looking to work. Crosses this one towards the middle, just trying to get that over the head. Here's Kirch. Here's a shot, and it hits the outer part of the net, goes out of play, and it'll be a goal kick. 15 minutes into this ball game, your Rattlers lead 1-0 as indicated on the scoreboard. Very slick graphics on the top of your screen here. Watching Rattlers Ustream Live. David Tovar joined by Chad Peters here from the Northside Independent School District soccer fields in San Antonio, Texas on a partly cloudy day. We see the sun, then it leaves and it comes back, and the wind is finally blowing. We are in October, and boy, Chad, what a change it's been from early September in the high 90s, even probably it felt like hundreds. And here's an opportunity here for Permian Basin. Cleared well by Ashton Layton. Paula Austos doing a good job. Here's Leah Snelson, and the Rattlers back in control on offense.
Hey, defense, how many times now? Up.
This one is popped up. And
Got 20 again, Ashlyn?
throw in upcoming for Cordoza. A leg there from the goalkeeper, Frew. And a foul on that play. That'll be on Hannah Dozier. Ashlyn Layton to kick. On this one, here's Layton. She gets that one towards Snelson. Snelson with the head. This one rolls safely into the hands of Frew. And we'll see if she uses her leg again or going to roll this one out. No, she'll kick this one. Somewhat squibbed. This one reaches midfield. Here's Claire Etter with the head. Cordoza looks back to Layton. Layton, not exactly ready for that one. Slips on that play. Trying to keep it away from UT Permian Basin. This one goes right to the legs of Halen Gerke. Here's Gerke working on the right side. Looking long for Dozier. Gomez not able to get to that one. Clear to Kasparidis from Greg. And Kasparidis not able to keep that in play. Throw in here by Cortez. Snelson looking long. Whoa, nice touch there. Just a little too long. Kasparidis not able to get to it. It ends up at the feet of Alyssa Riddle. And now towards the goalkeeper, Frew. Back to Frew. Gonna clear this one to the right side. It'll go out of play. A throw in upcoming for Amy Atkins and the St. Mary's Rattlers. We remind you fans to join us on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. Find us on Twitter, twitter.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. This one is into the box and into the hands of Frew once again. So a lot of attack by the Rattlers. And the defense has done a great job not allowing Permian Basin to get a lot of offense in. They may have had maybe 2 or 3 breakaways thus far in this ball game, but it's been all Rattlers for the first 19. And of course, for all the official news, scores, stats, schedules, decorative wallpaper, and the iPhone app, check out RattlerAthletics.com. Here's Kasparidis.
Come on, call for it.
Leah Kirch on the far right side, approaching the box. Here's Kirch. He's going to look for Snelson. That one gets away from Snelson. Here's Claire Etter. On the left side, here's Carolyn Martin. We've seen her bend a goal in this season. And here's Claire Etter again. Going to chase this one down. Back to Andrea Gregg. And now the Rattlers backing up just a bit. They'll look to make forward progression here. Here's Andrea Gregg. This one ends up at the chest of a Permian Basin defender. Here's Leah Kirch again, trying to turn on this ball. He's going to look for Andrea Gregg. Now on the far right side, long. It's a lob and goes nowhere, out of play, and a goal kick upcoming for Permian Basin. 20 minutes through in this first half. Your Rattlers in the lead 1-0. Here against the University of Texas of the Permian Basin, and a substitution upcoming for Texas Permian Basin. This ball still in Permian Basin territory. Leah Kirsch trying to chase this one. This one goes out of play. And we'll see if a substitution comes in. And Amanda Cordoza backing up. Tosses this one to Leah Kirch, the header. Headed by Leah Snelson. Katie Kasparidis trying to come up with this one. Permian Basin trying to clear it. Carolyn Martin caught for that foul. And a free kick upcoming for Permian Basin. We remind you to stay right here with us as the St. Mary's Men's Rattlers Soccer Tuesday doubleheader continues as the men take on the University of Texas Permian Basin. They're coming off a road trip to Odessa and Wichita Falls. So remember, stay right here on Rattlers Ustream Live. Immediately following this game, the men's Rattlers will take the pitch and take on the Permian Basin squad, as Katie Kasparidis with a breakaway, not able to get all the leg under that one. Ends up in the hands of the keeper. Now she clears this one. Headed well by Martin. Leah Snelson chasing this one down. That's Courtney Chandler jousting for possession with Leah Snelson. Snelson able to get the upper hand on that exchange. Here's Amy Atkins. Ball cleared there by Permian Basin. Now here's Leah Kirch. Leah Kirch approaching the box. Takes a shot at this one. Wow, what a nice shot there. And credit there to Alexis Frew, the goalkeeper, able to bounce that one and keep possession of that ball. Nicely struck by Leah Kirch, just not enough to get that one in and give the Rattlers a 2-0 score. And we got 3 subs upcoming for the Rattlers. Next possession. And the sub still up waiting.
Hey, 19. Take a knee, Kirk. Wait, Ashlyn, wait. I gotta get her off. Okay, 1 for 1, coach. Coach, you want to send her in? 10 for 9.
And a substitution upcoming here is number 19, Krista Maples, coming up for Leah Kirch. And number 10, Hannah Rodriguez, coming in for Lindsay Thomas. Hannah Rodriguez, I should say, coming in for Lindsay Thomas. And here are the Rattlers. This is in Permian Basin territory. Ball is cleared by Rodriguez. And the throw-in upcoming for the Rattlers. Here's Claire Eder to make that throw. Substitution upcoming for the Rattlers. Kyla Simic, excuse me, and Kaylee Smith coming in for Amanda Cordoza and Amy Atkins. So 3 substitutions for the Rattlers, 1 for Permian Basin. This one is thrown in. Here's Maples. Aggressive early on. This is Snelson trying to chase this one down. This one goes out of play. Good call there by the ref. Looked for a minute there. May have let that one go. And here is Kyla Simic. That one goes out of play. Throw-in upcoming for Nicole Rodin. Rodin with a throw. This one is back to Gerke. Ricochets off her boot and out of play. Throw-in now for Simic and the Rattlers. This is Leah Snelson. Not able to do much with that play. At the feet of Ashlyn Layton. Now here's Gomez trying to attack. Good defense there by Simic. Claire Eder able to clear that momentarily. Possession still for Permian Basin. This one's long. Gerke with a lot of room to work with. Trying to cross that one. Good stop there by Ashley Condren. And this one goes out of play. Goal kick upcoming for the Rattlers. And an opportunity there for Permian Basin, as Gerke had a lot of room to work with on that right side, but great defense there by Ashley Condren. And it goes back to touch on the point of this Rattler defense. The offense, of course, scoring often and early this season, but it's really been the Rattlers D that has done a sensational job in not only creating those opportunities, but keeping those leads intact. Now we talk about the defensive 3 in the back for the Rattlers: Ashlyn Layton, Andrea Gregg, and Ashley Condren. And they're joined by Claire Eder this afternoon. And that 4th spot as well, headed well by Carolyn Martin. Krista Maples not able to get to it. This one headed by Claire Eder. And a substitution upcoming for the Rattlers, thrown by Gerke. Here's Rodriguez. This one is kicked up high. This one is almost towards us. And Katie Ballou about to come in. And the sub will be for Carolyn Martin, as indicated to the press box. Here is Leah Snelson. Cleared by Nicole Rodin. And now Paula Ostos back to get this offense rolling for the Rattlers. Now on the far right side is Andrea Gregg. Here's Carolyn Martin. Katie Kasparidis approaching midfield. Back to Andrea Gregg. Here's Gregg. This one on the far right side. Krista Maples going to chase this one down. Not going to keep it in. Instead, we'll let it roll out. Possession for the Rattlers, and the substitution now upcoming. Martin out, and Katie Ballou in. Possession for the Rattlers. Throw in. Looks to be Katie Kasparidis. Expect a long throw, and it is. Looking for Snelson. Well defended there by Permian Basin. Here's Ballou. Right in the thicket as soon as she comes in. Here's Claire Etter on the left side. A lot of real estate to work with. Has some time. Going to drop it off to Maples. And it rolls out of play too long. And Maples not able to make that in time. 27 minutes gone by in this first half. The Rattlers scoring at the 9-minute mark. Katie Kasparidis, a shot from the right side of the box. And here's another shot. Oh, well defended there. Good block there by Kristen Chandler. Possession still in Permian Basin territory. Here's Kaylee Smith. That one rolling towards Condren. Condren will keep it for the Rattlers. Trying to get it upfield. Goes out of play, and possession is now for Permian Basin. Here's Ballou. Now to Kyla Simic. Simic whiffing on that one. Here's Ballou. Ballou's able to get to this one. Has someone to work with. Nice move there by Ballou. Here's Simic. Simic well defended there by Gerke. Gerke getting it upfield. No one there except the white jerseys of the Rattler defense. Here's Ashton Layton to Kyla Simic. This is to Ballou. Ballou towards the middle. Now looks right side for Kaylee Smith. Here's Smith. Right side. Looks for Krista Maples. And wasn't able to find her. Ball intercepted by Permian Basin. Back to Kristen Chandler. Chandler back to Rodine. Rodine now to Alyssa Riddle. Rodriguez back to Rodine. And now the ball controlled in the back here by the Permian Basin defense. Ball past midfield. It's to Gomez. Gomez well defended there by Kaylee Smith. And now Andrea Gregg. Ballou there to defend. Here's Snelson looking for Simic. This one little long, out of play, and possession will now go to Permian Basin. Throw-in upcoming by Nicole Rodine. Here are the Rattlers on offense. Ball well defended by Riddle. Here's Simic. Simic able to make the pass. It's deflected, and it'll stay with the Rattlers. Here is Simic with a throw. It's headed by Maples. Here's Snelson with the head to Maple. Looking for Kasparidis. That one goes out of play, and it's cleared out of play by Chandler. Throwing for the Rattlers on their left side. Running throw there by Simic. Here's Kasparidis. Waiting for this one to land. Who's she going to defer to? This one goes out of play. It'll stay with the Rattlers. Kasparidis upcoming with a throw. This one long, looking for Ballou. Still in play. Ballou trying to cross that one towards the middle of the box. Cleared well by Permian Basin. Possession by Etter. Not able to maintain this one for the Rattlers, so here comes the Permian Basin charge. Etter, good deflection, halting that charge momentarily. Here's Layton to Ballou. Ballou looking on the right side for Greg. Greg looking to make something happen here. Ball ends up off the chest of Kasparidis. Now Ballou looking long. Ball deflected, now intercepted. Here's Gerke. Ballou, good defense, able to take that ball away. Snelson with the head. And Maples, a crash there. And all the ladies are fine. And they'll be back in action. Right around 14 minutes left in this first half. Your Rattlers lead by 1 off the score from Katie Kasparidis. And this one is long. Here is Rodine. Here's Etter, and that one is out of play, and a substitution upcoming for both teams as number 29, Victoria Ramirez, comes in for UTPB, and Leah Snelson and Katie Casperides take a seat as Ronica Cavazos and Ashley Wells come into this game. So here is Maples trying to make something happen. Ball cleared well. Ashley Condren. Throw it now on the far right side for the Permian Basin squad. Thrown in. Possession still on the right side, and it'll be for Permian Basin. Thrown again by Gerke. She'll defer to Courtney Chandler. This one is long. This one's into space. Condren trying to clear this one. Does off the foot of Kaylee Smith. It's cleared long by Simic. Here's Ashley Wells, able to come up with this one. Looking to cut, well defended there by Alyssa Riddle. And Wells able to make this play in time. Cleared well by the goalkeeper Frew. Here's Simic. That's Ballou. Here's Cavazos. Looking long, and Frew diving, able to make that save and avoid any attempt at a shot there by the Rattlers. Clearance there for Frew. This one towards the midfield, and the Rattlers are able to intercept this possession. Here's Ballou. Looking forward. Not able to find Maples there. Here's Kaylee Smith trying to work on the right side. Well defended. And now both ladies jousting for possession. Looks like Kaylee Smith will come up with the possession there. That's Ronica Cavazos working. Ashley Wells. Ball not able to reach her in time. This one is long. Here is Dozier. And Ashlyn Layton, able to stay with that play defensively and prevent any attempt there from Dozier. Here's Etter to Ballou. This is Ashley Wells. Rodine. Wells. Good deflection there. Here's Etter. Back long. Here's Ballou. And some physical play there by Riddle and Ballou. No call there. Possession will roll out of play, and it will go to Permian Basin. Right around 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Your Rattlers in the lead. You're watching your St. Mary's Rattlers take on the University of Texas Permian Basin live from the Northside Independent School District soccer fields in San Antonio, Texas. David Tovar bringing you the call here, joined by Chad Peters. Your Rattlers trying to improve on a 2-2 conference mark, taking on an 0-3 UT Permian Basin team, 0-3 in conference, putting them in last place. Your Rattlers in third place, and looking to climb if they can maintain this 1-0 lead set by Katie Casperides in the 9th minute. This is Maples, Krista Maples, trying to get upfield. Ball still in Permian Basin territory. Here's Kaylee Smith trying to get to this one. It's been the black shirts being able to hold these white jerseys momentarily. Aggressive play there by Maples. That'll be a foul. Possession to Permian Basin. We'll have another sub upcoming for the Rattlers. Here's Rodriguez. That's back to Riddle. Here's Chandler at midfield. Looking number 16, Alisa Hawkins. Back to Chandler. Looking long. There's Gerke. Gerke on the right side. She's met by Claire Etter. Gerke, nice move there. And she's able to get it up to Dozier. Dozier looks back. It's struck not very well, way wide left. And that shot taken there by number 5, Bria Smith-Porter. Makes for an easy goal kick upcoming for the Rattlers. Substitution upcoming for the Rattlers. Andrea Gregg out, and in comes Melina Macias. So the men's teams for both the Rattlers and for Permian Basin making their way here to the fields. Remember to stay tuned right here at Rattlers Ustream Live. We'll be bringing you that game immediately following this women's game, where your Rattlers lead 1-0 here in the first half. Right around 8 minutes remaining, and it's been a very solid first half for the Lady Rattlers. A lot on offense, and they've played well on defense, missing one of their anchors, Anya Olivades, out with injury. She sustained that against Dallas Baptist. Here is Melanie Macias. Melina. This one is long, almost getting it to Wells, and it's headed by Alyssa Riddell, and that stops the Rattler attack. Here's Claire Eder. Eder, nice touch there. Wells keeping this one inbound. Offside. That won't be offside. It'll be a out of bound. I don't know, from our vantage point here, and I'm right here at the left side line if you're a Rattler fan. On the left side, that looks to stay fair. Ref's going to call that out. Here's a throw-in. That went into open space. Foul on that play. It's Claire Eder climbing the back of number 19, Kaylin Gerke. And now it'll be number 15, Courtney Chandler, taking this free kick just about at midfield on the right side of the Permian Basin attack. She gives the signal. And here's the free kick. This one towards the box, looking for Gerke. Headed by Eder with the height advantage. Here's Ashton Layton. Kicks that one up high. Here's Melina Macias. And now Katie Ballou. Keeps that one. Tight ropes that one. Keeps it in play. Ashley Wells trying to get to this one. Riddle, good defense there. Ashley Wells trying to get a hold of that one. Nice slide there by number 21, Kristen Chandler, to give possession right back to Permian Basin. This one at midfield. Ashton Layton with the head. Here's Condren. That's Gerke. Chasing it down is number 29, Victoria Ramirez. Bala Alstos able to make that grab. And reset the offense for the Rattlers. Go kick towards the middle. And this one will jog out of play. Upcoming action here at the Northside Independent School District soccer fields. Got a lot of the men. Of course, the men play right here immediately following this game at 4 p.m. Then they'll be here again on Friday afternoon, taking on West Texas A&M University. That'll be at 2 p.m. And then on Sunday, they'll be taking on Eastern New Mexico at 1 p.m. All of those games right here at the Northside Independent School District soccer fields. And, of course, exclusively on Rattlers Ustream Live. Here is Veronica Cavazos with a strike. That one's low. And a good stop there by the keeper, Alexis Frew. Frew with a long throw. This is to Nicole Rodin. That's Gerke. Claire Eder with the throw-in. This is Wells. Smith Porter here. Looking long, headed well by Ballou. Now to Kaylee Smith. Kaylee Smith looking long. Here's Wells with a breakaway. Not able to get to the one this in time. The fumble by Frew, and she's able to recover. Ashley Wells almost with a chance there to shoot with that rebound off the body of Alexis Frew. And fortunately for Permian Basin, Frew able to make that recovery. Or if not, they could have found themselves in a 2-0 hole going into halftime. Nonetheless, the attack here by Permian Basin. Here's Dozier to 16 Hawkins. Now the left side is Smith Porter. Here's Simic trying to clear that one away. Now Ballou will. Looking long for Cavazos. Ashley Wells. And this Permian Basin defense will retreat back. to their goalie, and referee's whistle. Clock stoppage. And it seems to be an injury on the field. It is Bria Smith-Porter. And so a timeout in play. 3:49 left here in the first half. Your Rattlers lead 1-0 against the University of Texas of the Permian Basin.
22.
Remember, Rattler fans, you can find us all over the social networking sites. Facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. You can also find us on Twitter. Twitter.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And of course, for all the news, scores, stats, schedules, photos, decorative wallpaper, and the iPhone app, visit RattlerAthletics.com. 1-0 is the lead for your Rattlers. St. Mary's trying to bounce back after a tough road trip. They lost to St. Edwards up in Austin on Thursday afternoon. St. Edwards, the #1 ranked team, only one loss this whole season. And the Rattlers losing that game in overtime 1-0. And then headed to Dallas on Saturday, where they not only lost to Dallas Baptist 3-0, but they also lost star defender Anya Olivades for the season to injury. And here they're off to a solid start against the 1-9 Permian Basin squad that is visiting from Odessa, Texas. The ladies taking the field once again. And Bria Smith-Porter still on the pitch. Not quite sure of her status as of yet. We remind you to join us here on Rattlers Ustream Live on this Tuesday afternoon soccer doubleheader. Immediately following this game, the men's Rattlers taking on Permian Basin as well. You can catch that right here on Rattlers Ustream Live. And it's a soccer Tuesday all over the place. Germany in the world and national soccer ranks. You got Germany taking on Belgium. After that, you got the U.S. national team in action. And then in the nightcap, you got Mexico and Brazil. See. So it's a slate full of soccer on this Tuesday afternoon, starting with the Rattlers here from the Northside Independent School District soccer fields. So play resumes here. 3:47 remaining in the first half. The injured player Bria Smith-Porter off the pitch. And the 22 ladies resume play. Here is Rodine. Looks long. Here's Dozier. She's met by Condren. This one is popped up. Ball goes out of play. Here is Gerke. Melina Macias not able to hold on to that one. Lets it go, and it'll be Rattler possession. Here's Clara Eder. Looks for Ashley Wells. Her header, able to find Ronica Cavazos. This one rolls out of play. Possession for Permian Basin, and the Rattlers almost take that possession. Call reversed, and it'll go to Permian Basin. Thrown here by Rodine. Looks long. Gerke headed off the shoulder of Claire Eder. Here's Rodine. Now throw in upcoming from Courtney Chandler, looking for Dozier. Leighton Condren off one of the white jerseys. So throw in upcoming for Chandler and Permian Basin. This one finds Rodriguez. Here's Ballou. Looking for Macias. Macias in possession. Looks long. Cavazos. Now Cavazos, the foot race. She's looking to win, and just edged out momentarily by Alyssa Riddle. And Riddle able to get that to the goalie and able to clear that one. Melanie Macias back on the attack. Here's Macias. Now to Ashley Wells. Here's Wells. off the boot of Rodin, and we have our first corner kick of the match. This one from the Rattlers on the left side. This one from Maples. Ballou trying to find it with the head. Booted up by Permian Basin. Here's Maples trying to get in front of this one. Here's Maples trying to turn on this one. Is able to. And looking across this one off the boot of 21, Kristen Chandler. And another, well, no, it looked like it'd be another corner. Instead, it'll be a violation.
1 minute. 1 minute.
And our PA announcer, Chad Peters, announcing the 1 minute mark of this half. 1-0 is the score, and there's Frew making another save, another goal kick for her. This one reaches midfield. Headed momentarily by Simic. Here's Layton, the boot there by Chandler. Rodriguez trying to turn on this one. She's defended by Maples. This one going away. Here's Macias. Here's Wells. On the left side, she's defended by Riddle. Riddle able to make that play. Here's Maples. And this one, an ill-advised shot there, far left. And we are approaching the 10-second mark here in half number 1.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do it for the first half of soccer from the Northside Independent School District. Your Lady Rattlers trying to bounce back from a not-so-stellar road trip. They're doing a good job. Katie Kasperides nets one in the 9th minute. And that's enough to give the Rattlers the 1-0 lead going into halftime. Stay with us. More Rattlers soccer on this Tuesday doubleheader upcoming from San Antonio, Texas. You're watching all the action on Rattlers Ustream Live. Except for audio. Everything is audio. Rattler fans, stay tuned. The second half, just minutes away. St. Mary's in the lead, 1-0, taking on Permian Basin. Stay with us, a doubleheader of soccer on Tuesday afternoon, exclusively on Rattlers Ustream Live. Al Michael Square. And we welcome you back to the second half of the St. Mary's Rattlers and the University of Texas of the Permian Basin game here at the Northside Independent School District soccer fields. 1-0 is the score. Katie Kasparidis, big strike in the 9th minute to give the Rattlers the 1-0 lead. Early on, they've maintained it through the first 45. All 22 ladies back on the pitch, ready to take on the second half. The St. Mary's Rattlers coming into this game with a 5-4-2 record, 2-2 in conference play, good enough for third overall in the Heartland Conference. They look to improve on that. Permian Basin 1-9, 0-3, easily placing them last in the conference. The Lady Rattlers doing a good job rebounding from a 2-game skid on their road trip last week, losing to St. Edwards in overtime 1-0, and then losing to Dallas Baptist 3-0, and losing star defender Anya Olivades. They've done a good job. A lot of the offense, of course, from the usual suspects. Katie Kasparidis, of course, with a big strike for that first goal. And Amanda Cordoza, Leah Kirch, and then Leah Snelson, and then some off the bench from Ashley Wells and Krista Maples. And of course the defense with Anya Olivades. Not in action for this game. You got Claire Eder and Ashlyn Layton, and Layton, who's played well in the defense as of late, joining Andrea Gregg and Ashley Condren. Here's Leah Snelson in the box, well defended by Rodine. Here's Kirch again, bumped there by Rodine. Kirch keeps possession. Wow, amongst the sea of black. Here's Andrea Gregg, has some time trying to get this into the middle. Katie Kasparidis, goalkeeper down. Here's Amy Atkins, she was held. No call there, still in Permian Basin territory. Dangerous spot for Permian Basin. Here's Amanda Cordoza, now on the left side, doing some work. This one goes long, and it goes out of play, and a goal kick upcoming for Alexis Frew and Texas Permian Basin. And here's Amanda Cordoza. Here's Katie Kasparidis. This one, Alexis Frew. And the goal kick. And now a special treat here on the broadcast. We are joined by said star defender, Anya Olivades. Gonna get her mic'd up right here. And here we are. We're joined by Anya Olivades. Anya, pleasure to have you here on the broadcast. As Chad almost tries to hijack the broadcast. But nonetheless, Anya's on with us. Anya, pleasure to have you right here on the broadcast.
Thanks for having me.
What's the status on the knee?
I found out yesterday that I tore my ACL and my meniscus.
Oof.
Yeah.
That just
rough.
hurts. I'm thinking about that.
Definitely rough.
Now, Anya, I mean, we've talked about you all season long. We've talked about your stellar defense. And last game that we were out here, we talked to Ashlyn Layton, and she talked about you, how much you've taught her and how much of a help you've been. What have you seen out of Ashlyn in this game?
She works hard. She is an amazing player. I love her to death. I love all the defense and the entire team, actually. But she's definitely worked hard. It's an adjustment for her. She's never really played defense. But she's an amazing player, and she's open to new positions, and she adjusts well. And I'm just proud of her, and I'm proud of everybody. Now, you have one of the better defenses, in my opinion, the best defense of the Heartland Conference. You got Andrea Gregg, Ashley Condren. Talk about them, the veterans of the defense. To be honest with you, they're just great players all around. They can do anything, and literally they've helped me so much. Andrea and Ashley. Ashley is like my best friend, and I've gotten so close to them, and I think that's what has allowed us to do so well on the back, is that we're just so close and we get along so well, and we're able to communicate well with each other.
Yeah, it allows you guys to do well and terrorize other offenses.
Yeah,
as you've
exactly.
been able to keep, Paula Ostos with some clean sheets. Talk a little bit about Paula, what she's brought to the squad this season.
Paula is just the hardest worker I've ever seen. Definitely, I've never seen anybody work so hard, and she deserves to be out there. She really does. She, at first she was so shy to get out there because she didn't know what to expect, but I mean, she's definitely done well out there. She's gained her confidence, and I'm definitely proud to say that she's on our team and she's our goalie.
Now transitioning from your specialty defense to the offense. We've talked so much about this offense this season. You guys scored early and often at the beginning. Kind of guys lagged a little bit in the last couple games, but you got freshman sensation Katie Kasparidis. You got Leah Kirch out there. Leah Snelson. Talk about this loaded offense. You got Amanda Cordoza back. Talk about the loaded offense you guys also have to complement y'all's stellar defense.
We're just full of talent, a lot of talent. We have such great players. Even the freshmen, it's definitely, we feed off each other, and although we've lagged a little bit in these past few games, it's definitely been hard, especially this last game against UBU with my injury. I know all the girls were kind of down, and I don't want them to lose faith in each other, and I want them to keep believing in each other, because we're capable of doing anything, especially with the offense and defense. All around, we're just talented, and we can get very far, and I think they just have to believe in themselves. And I think that's just where we have to step in like each other, encourage one another, and tell each other that we have that talent and we can do it.
And this team talented indeed. 5-4-2 coming into this game. You guys are 2-2 in conference play. That's good enough for third in the Heartland Conference. Where do you expect to see your team come the end of October, towards the end of the season?
I think definitely that we can bring it back and still be one of the first or second in conference. Last year we definitely had some tough losses and amazing wins, and I haven't lost faith. Even though we've lost these past 2 games, I know we can still get out there and still be able to place first or second in conference, or even go to the regional tournament and do well there. We just need that encouragement, and we need to tell each other that we can do it and believe in ourselves.
Now you talk a little bit about last year. You guys missed the playoffs literally by the size of these blades of grass. Inches. What differences do you see? Now you guys lost Carolina Hernandez last year.
Right.
You guys come in this year. It's literally like a switch, like a trade. You guys got Katie Kasparidis instead. Right. What differences, however, do you see from last year's squad and this year's squad?
I think last year we really just, no one believed in us. No one thought that we would ever be any good, and I think we had something to prove out there. We have something to prove now, but definitely last year no one had any expectations. So, we had talent, but I think we just killed ourselves out there because we wanted it so bad. And this year we have the talent. We just need to learn how to put it together and, work with one another. And, there's no doubt in my mind that we do have the talent and we're capable of great things. It's just we don't know how to get it to that point like we did last year. And last year it was just amazing. I love all the girls this year and last year. Absolutely
a loaded team. Maybe you guys missing some veteran players out there like Carolina?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think that I would trade any of them for anybody else. They're amazing players, and I'm very, very glad to have played with them. And but even if they've gone, it's definitely some memorable times, and this is time for new memories with new players. And I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of us. And definitely, I know they'll come around. They went to our Dallas game, so hopefully they help us out and just keep encouraging us.
Now, Anya, a little bit back to you. You had a sensational, 10 games this season? Mm-hmm. Tell me, what did you like out of yourself out there? What did you think you felt you did very well out there on the field?
I think I've definitely, grown since I've been here, and I tried working really hard for everybody and for myself, because I wanted to show them that, I wanted to lead. You know what I mean? I wanted to be able to be the leader out there so that they could be inspired and so that they could work just as hard so we could get to that, point where we wanted to get to as far as conference goes and being one of the best teams out there. And, there are times where I wouldn't be able to be at practice because of school, so whenever I was there, I'd work as hard as I could so that when it came to the games, I would do my best and I could give them everything that I could. And it's just unfortunate that the end of my season turned out this way, but I know that they can still do it. I believe in them.
It's my audition there for the team. Trying to make a nice stop there.
Good job.
Now, Anya, you had a huge role on this team. Now, I'm sure it's absolutely difficult to just be on the sideline watching this team, but let's talk about this game. What have you seen out of this game that you very much like from your squad? Well, not that, obviously.
Yeah.
And a score right there for Permian Basin. That's number 20, Hannah Dozier. Able to get past the defense there and knot this one up at 1 apiece in the 11th minute here in half number 2. David Tovar bringing you this game, joined by Anya Olivades. Well, what improvements does the team need to make after that, Anya? What would you be doing out there with this game tied at 1 apiece?
Definitely trying to pick up the spirits. I've noticed since, these past few games that definitely the spirits of the team have been down, and then with this injury, it hasn't really helped either. Losing any player is difficult. It's difficult to adjust, and I think that's what our team is going through. They're just trying to cope with what's going on and trying to adjust. And I know they can do it. I believe in them. They just need to communicate, and that's, I think, what we're lacking is just no communication, not just in the back but all around. And I know they can do it. They'll be fine. They'll come back from it. They need to just talk to each other and just encourage each other. And if I were out there, I wish I could. I'd just do everything I could to bring them back up and tell them, hey, we can do this. We got this. We're better than that. We know what we have to do, and let's just get it done.
Yeah, indeed you would have. We saw throughout this season you're versatile. Played a little bit in the back. You came all the way to the top.
Yeah.
And we've seen that from Angie or Greg. And we're seeing that right now from her. She's getting up there to the top. This one's to Greg on the far right side. I'm joined here by Anya Olivades, giving her analysis of this game. Now, Anya, of course we wish you a speedy recovery. So
thank you.
When are you coming to be back? I wish it was for next game, but when are you going to be back?
Me too. Well, I have surgery next Friday. It's scheduled for next Friday, so I won't be back till next season. The recovery period is probably around 6 to 8 months, so maybe, hopefully, towards the end of the school year. It's hard, definitely. I've struggled with it this past weekend, but it's all right. My family will be here, and the girls have helped me get back up and realize that it's not the end of the world. I still have 1 season left, but definitely I'm ready to get back out there.
Absolutely, and we're ready to see you back out there as well.
Thank you.
One last thing, you talk about you have one last season here at St. Mary's. That's next year. Right. Are you excited? You got Katie in her sophomore year. You got the Snelsons going to be teamed up. What do you see going forward for these Rattlers, for these Lady Rattlers?
I just think they were going to be amazing. Great. I don't know. We're already a solid team.
Yeah, so do I.
I just think that next year it'll just be...
It's scary to know that you guys are going to get better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to grow from here and get even better. And, whoever the freshmen are next year, I'm sure that they'll be great. I have no doubt in my mind that we'll be a solid team again next year, and that we'll kick some butt.
Absolutely. Well, Anya, it was a pleasure having you. Always welcome to jump on the broadcast.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anya Olivades, star defender for these Lady Rattlers. And the Rattlers definitely could use a little bit of her on the field, knotted back up at 1 apiece. Here with about 31 left here in half number 2, and substitution upcoming for the Rattlers. Some great insight we got there from Anya. Just very candid. You can just see how much not only it's affected her, I think twice times has affected her team. You can't replace an Anya Olivades. You can't replace not just the body on the field, but the tenacity, the intensity, the swagger that she brings to that field. And the Rattlers will have to make do without her the remainder of this season, and they'll look to do just that. Here is Katie Kasparidis on the far left side trying to cross that to Ashley Wells. And the ball goes out of play, throw in for the Rattlers. Here is Katie Kasparidis. Cordoza retreats back forward. Here's Eder, and this one will go out of play. Ball will remain with the Rattlers. So right around 30 minutes remaining in this game. Tied at 1 apiece. I should say 30 minutes remaining in regulation. As the trying to get adjusted here in the booth, as the Rattlers found themselves in an overtime game, that against St. Edwards, and this one that's off the leg of 23 Alexandra Sobrino, I should say. Didn't see much of her in the first half, and here she is in the second half. Throw in that is upcoming. So this free kick upcoming for Courtney Chandler. Here's Courtney. This one is long, headed by Snelson. Here's Katie Kasparidis trying to get a hold of this one, headed gingerly by Riddle. This is Chandler again. Here is Cortez. She's not able to make a play on that one. Cortez with a throw. Now to Chandler. She looks back, finds Kristen Chandler. One would assume maybe siblings. That's Dozier trying to turn on this one. Andrea Gregg with the leg, able to make the deflection. Here's Leah Snelson. Back to Rodine. Rodine on the far right side. Defended by Cordoza. And this one goes out of play. Possession for Permian Basin in Rattler territory. Throw in now. Carolyn Martin trying to defend that one. Gerke. This one is long. Paula Ostos able to make that grab there. And Anya touched on this during that little interview. Ostos, we've seen her progression. We've seen, her advancements as a goalkeeper. And she's had some clean sheets this season. She's faced some trouble in the last 2 games and giving up a goal 7 minutes ago to knot this one back up for Permian Basin, 1 apiece. And so she'll have to fight back and fight through this tough situation. Here is Dozier. Hit hard by Condren. Condren hits the deck. Here's Dozier on the left side. Condren on the floor. And a clock stoppage there. Ashley Condren going down. And let's hope that this is just something to shake off, and it will be. I don't know if the Rattler defense could stand any more losses. Colossal one with the young lady we just had on board, Anya Olivades. And Condren able to walk this one off, gingerly as it may be. She'll stay on the pitch. Goal kick from Paula Ostos. Here's Claire Eder. This one ricochets towards the sideline. It goes out of play. Throwing upcoming for the Rattlers. Leah Kirch preparing to get back in. And here's Kasparidis driving. Good defense there by Riddle. Here is Snelson. Snelson with a shot. Whoa, and it makes Alexis Frew work. Able to make that dive. And a good stop there by Frew. Towards midfield. Here's Carolyn Martin, Leah Snelson, Amy Atkins. Now Ashley Wells, this one. Violation is called on that play. It'll be Permian Basin ball. And substitution upcoming now. Here's Ashley Wells trying to chase this one down. It's in the defense of Permian Basin. It goes long. Andrea Gregg with the interception. Now is Atkins chasing this one down. This one goes out of play. Throw in. Upcoming for Permian Basin. Substitution. Leah Kirch coming in for Carolyn Martin. And number 29, Victoria Ramirez coming in for number 4, Nicole Leffingwell. So clock back in. Well, now first off a substitution, Katie Casperidis out, and in is Ronica Cavazos. So 2 substitutions made by the Rattlers there with about 25.5 remaining in regulation. 1-1 is the score. Permian Basin able to tie it up at the 10-minute mark here in half number 2. Here's Kirch, looks for Wells. Here's a breakaway for the Rattlers, a good opportunity. Here's Wells, needs to strike it. And it bounces off the goalkeeper. Nice save there by Frew. And a corner kick upcoming on the right side for the Rattlers, and it'll be Amanda Cordoza to take this one.
Okay, and then there was a shot by 22, and then we're about to have a corner kick. Yeah. And then what was it? It was a save. And corner kick by 11. And she's about to kick it.
Here's Amanda Cordoza on the right side, gives the signal.
No, now she did.
This is kicked nicely, and the Rattlers not able to take advantage of that play. This one into the back to Condren. Condren, nice header. Amy Atkins going to try to chase this one down, keep it on offense for the Rattlers. Ronica Cavazos coming in on that corner, just not able to locate it with the head. And here's Gregg, and not able to get this one past midfield. Here's Claire Etter chasing this one down, goes out of play, and a foul called on that play. So a free kick upcoming for Permian Basin. It'll be taken, it looks, by Kaylin Gherkin. And right behind her is Kristen Chandler. So let's see if some trickery is used on this free kick. A wall is made by the Rattlers. Yeah, it is. Chandler takes this one and right into the hands of Paula Hostos. Almost like a catch going to Calvin Johnson. He's able to make that play. Kick out to midfield. Here's Ronica Cavazos. Has one person to beat on the defense, and she does. Here's Cavazos. Needs to make that strike. A foul, and it will be a yellow card. So a yellow card to number 8, Mariah Cortez. Clock stoppage. And from our vantage point, not sure if that was in the box. May have been a shade outside of the box, preventing that score for Ronica Cavazos. And yeah, it was just inches away from the box. So a free kick upcoming for the Rattlers. Hey. So it'll be Leah Kirch to take this free kick. A wall of 4 Permian Basin defenders along with 2 more in the box. Make it 3 more. 7 in the box for Permian Basin. Here's Kirch. Oh, golden opportunity just a bit up high from the crossbar. And the Rattlers will be looking back at that one. Good take there by Leah Kirch. But you got to take advantage of those gimmies. Right now with this score locked at 1 apiece with right around 22.5 remaining in regulation. Goal kick upcoming from 21, Kristen Chandler. Here's Ashton Layton. Here's Ashley Wells. To Andrea Gregg. Here's Gregg. Looks long. Kirch trying to come up with a head. It's Chandler. Here's Rodriguez. Victoria Ramirez. Once again, here is Courtney Chandler. Cleared by Condren. This one goes out of play right in front of the Permian Basin bench. And a throw in by Chandler. Here is Wells. Wells keeping this one. Nice kick there. Not able to get it ahead. It's intercepted by Mariah Cortez. Now here is number 15, Chandler, on the left side. And ball goes to Paula Alstos, able to make the save there. Here is Rodine. And that is number 7, Alyssa Riddell. A foul looks to be on the Rattlers. Remember, Rattler fans, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. Also on Twitter, twitter.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And for all the news, score, stats, schedules, photos, decorative wallpaper, and the iPhone app, visit rattlerathletics.com. This one goes out of play, and the ball will be for Permian Basin. Aggressive slide there. Coach Rich not happy with that. No call. But nonetheless, his Rattlers in trouble trying to clear it. Finally do. Here's Gregg. It's headed by Cortez. Number 15, Chandler. Back to Cortez. Here's Cortez to number 21, Chandler. Now Layton off the chest, trying to turn on this ball. Finds Eder. Here's Cordoza. Cordoza on the left side. And a foul on that play. Possession turns to the Rattlers, and it'll look to be a free kick upcoming from Ashton Layton. 20 minutes to go. Tied up at 1 apiece are your Rattlers and the University of Texas of the Permian Basin. Here's Ronica Cavazos. This one, a lot of leg and out of play. Big shot there by Cavazos. Just not exactly on the mark, and it'll be a goal kick for Permian Basin. This one cleared well by Ashley Condren. She's upset with herself on that one. Trying to keep it in play. Nonetheless, it is cleared and gives time for some more white jerseys to join the defensive fray, as Permian Basin has attacked well in this second half. Here's Rodriguez. Now Cordoza. That one goes out of play. Cordoza will take it. Cordoza trying to get this in play quickly to Leah Snelson. Leah Snelson has some space to work with. She's met by 2 black jerseys. Leah Kirch. Here's Wells. Trying to keep it alive, not able to. And number 21, Chandler, able to get that from behind Wells and take possession for Permian Basin. Here's Gerke, looking long, trying to find Dozier. Defended well by Layton. Now here's Claire Eder trying to clear this Not able to. Here's Gerke again. Nice turn there on Amy Atkins. Putting on the footwork is Gerke. And a shot there by Permian Basin. Wow. Sensational footwork and a better finish. Kaylin Gerke with a score. At the 72-minute mark of this ball game to give Permian Basin a 2-1 lead. 2 goals here in the second half for Permian Basin has given them the lead. 2-1 is the score. What a shot by Kaylin Gerke, putting the moves on Amy Atkins. And it's a 2-1 ball game here. The Rattlers will now have to play catch-up. And a card upcoming, and this will be for Ronica Cavazos. Number 21 picks up a yellow. So Ronica Cavazos, who drew a yellow card earlier in this game from number 8, Mariah Cortez, picks up one herself here. A little too aggressive for the ref's liking. She'll be booked at the 72-minute mark with her Rattlers down 2-1. Free kick upcoming for Permian Basin. And we welcome you back. 2-1 is the score, and here's Cavazos trying to make something happen on the offense. Defended well by Riddle. Goes to the goalkeeper, excuse me. Rattlers trying to gain possession once again. Ball controlled on the back. Here's Amy Atkins. Atkins looking long, trying to find Ashley Wells. Going to keep that in play, and does. Here's Wells. Booted towards the middle. 21 Chandler able to clear that one. Here's Andrea Gregg. This one is long. Goes out of play, and possession will turn to Permian Basin. This one upfield for Permian Basin. Ashley Contrin trying to chase this one down. And ball rolls out of play. Possession for the Rattlers. Here's Ashley Wells. This one is long. Here's Nelson. And here's an opportunity. Kirch going to outrun the defense. Kirch on the right side trying to turn on this one. Nice moves. Here's Kirch with the left leg. And just off the post. Oh, Leah Kirch. 2 shots for her. And both of those shots involving the post. First one on a free kick over the crossbar. And this last shot hitting the right post. Just a bit off. Just a bit far right for Leah Kirch. Nice opportunity, the opportunity there for the Rattlers to tie this one back up at 2. And not able to on that possession. Substitution, Ronica Cavazos out. And Katie Kasparidis in. Right around 15.5 to go. Let's see if Katie has any magic in order to tie this ball game up at 2. Goal kick up coming from 21 Chandler. And in these last 15 minutes, you should expect to see some very intense, borderline frantic play for the Rattlers on offense. But first, they got to get it on defense. Here's Dozier on the left side. She's met by Condren. Dozier crosses to the middle. Nice stretch there by Layton to stop that play. Here's Rodriguez. The Rattler bench wanting a foul to no avail. The Rattlers momentarily clear it. Ends up at the feet of Chandler. Here's Rodriguez. Now Cordoza chasing this one down. Trying to turn on this one. Rodriguez stays with this one. The hands of Paula Ostos. Ostos looks long. She finds Claire Eder. Here's Eder on the left side looking for Amy Atkins. Here's Atkins. Atkins looks long. Trying to find Kasparidis. Kasparidis on the left side, guarded by Riddle, trying to cross. Riddle gets the leg in. Here's Snelson. Here's a shot. Kirch. Snelson at the goal. And another shot there by Kirch, going just a bit right. And tough breaks there for Leah Kirch. That's 3 shots in this half. And they are all just, I mean, under a foot away from getting into that net. A score eluding Leah Kirch. And you would think with this hustle and the effort by Kirch, I don't think that score is going to elude her for much longer. And hopefully for the Rattlers, the score doesn't elude her for much longer. Substitution upcoming for Permian Basin as they're now on offense. And Dozier, not paying attention to that one, gets away from her. Here's Andrea Gregg, sweeps that one up. And now is Katie Kasparidis. Andrea Gregg on the right side, had some room to work with momentarily. Looks for Ashley Wells. Gets that one. That's 22 on 22. Here's Kasparidis back to Wells. Wells, just a little too long for her. Goes out of play, and a substitution upcoming, possession for Permian Basin. Approaching the 13-minute mark here at the Northside Independent School District soccer fields. If you're counting upwards, it's the 77th minute mark. Here the Rattlers have about 13 to work with. This one off the chest of Rodriguez, trying to find some more black jerseys. Here is Kirch, another good opportunity. Gets this one to Wells. Wells on the right side, gonna shoot. Oh, the back of the net. And you've seen a storm, if you will, a rally by these Rattlers. And that's about 4 shots that we've seen in this half, including Cavazos, I should say 5, that we've seen in this half, just not able to get in for these Lady Rattlers. And right now they need it to knot this one back up at 2 apiece and force an overtime session against Permian Basin. Here's Claire Eder on the left side. The offense has definitely taken over for the Rattlers. Here's Katie Kasparidis on the left side. Katie looking, not able to find. Possession for Permian Basin. Now on the far right side, Dozier. Ball didn't reach her. Here's Ashlyn Layton. Atkins to Snelson. Snelson trying to turn on this one, taking it to the other side of the pitch. Here's Wells again. Has some space, not called for offsides. Rattlers continue to play this one. Here's Wells. Far right side. Looks back. Finds Kirch. Kirch gets open. Kirch reaches this one. Strike! And the crossbar again. 4 for Kirch. And all of Kirch's 4 shots in the second half have just hit either the crossbar or the post, or have just been a bit right. Leah Kirch, that goal eluding Leah Kirch. 4 shots in this second half for Kirch. And that goal eluding Kirch. And I still got to believe that that goal won't elude her for that long, with her stellar play on offense. And the Rattlers are really going to need that. And very soon, 11 minutes remaining in this second half, the Rattlers trailing by 1 goal to Permian Basin. And this one goes out of play. And, you know, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to see a lot of intensity, a lot of hustle, and a lot of borderline frantic play for the Rattlers here on offense, trying to even up this game with such little time remaining. Here's Condren. Looks long. Look for Cordoza. Cordoza going to keep this one in play. That's Eder. Looks long. Looking for Kasparidis. Kasparidis turns on this one. Chases it right back. Has Nelson with some space. Instead, it's Atkins. Atkins picks it up. Atkins to Kirch. Here's Kirch. Another shot. And another one hits the crossbar. Make that 5. And what a sensational game offensively we've seen from Leah Kirch. But that goal, a sneaky goal, eluding her thus far. Another shot, and it hits the crossbar. Boy, oh boy, what a performance Leah Kirch has turned in. And we've yet to see her goal. But I still got to think that that goal isn't far from being scored by Leah Kirch. 5 shots this half, all having something to do with the bar. 3 hitting the crossbar, 1 hitting that right post, and 1 just wide right. And here's Kirch again. A maestro in the midfield she is now. To Leah Snelson. Snelson looks long. Here's Wells. Wells, she's had some opportunities as well. This one, however, is stifled by the official. Offsides called on that possession, and it'll give the ball right back to Permian Basin. Now approaching the 9-minute mark are the Rattlers here in this game. There's Andrea Gregg in the defense. Has some time. Gets it to Snelson. Here's Wells. Quickly approaching on it are the Permian Basin defenders. And this one, oh, fumbled by Ostos. And Dozier almost getting another score. In trouble are the Rattlers. Big break there for the Rattlers. And the Rattlers looking to clear this one out. Cordoza finally able to come up with it, trying to dribble out of danger. And she's able to hit on that play, a foul there. And Cordoza gets right back up. A free kick now for the Rattlers. One lucky break, I should say 5 lucky breaks for Permian Basin. Deserves one from the Rattlers. And Paula Ostos there fumbling that save. And Dozier almost scoring on that one. Just goes left of the goal. And the Rattlers are still in this ballgame. That 3-1 deficit could have marked the end of this game for St. Mary's. Nonetheless, score still 2-1. And the Rattlers are looking to stay aggressive on offense. Here's Andrea Gregg. Nice wall pass to Katie Casperitas. Back to Gregg. And this will come off number 23. Alexandra Sobrino. Thrown in. Long by Wells. Finds nobody there. Here's Gerke. Now Atkins. Back to Gregg on the right side. Gerke trying to come up with this interception and does. Looking long. Finds Rodriguez. Claire Eder. Off the cleats of Rodriguez. Back to Condren. And now the Rattlers approach the 7-minute mark. Headed well by 15 Chandler. Here is Claire Eder. This is Dozier taking it to the other side of the field. On the right side, Andrea Gregg trying to chase this one down. This one in space. Here's Gerke. Has a lot of room to work with. Trying to cross this one. Ashley Wells there defensively. Sensational stop by Wells. Now she's trying to get upside. And that one is hit by 21. This is Wells with a throw. Casperitas off the chest. Whoa, fancy footwork. Talk about a midfield maestro there. Casperitas keeps it there. Here's Atkins. Looking long for Wells. This one just a little too long, a little too high, a little too hard, and a little too far as it goes out of play. And a goal kick upcoming for Permian Basin. The Rattlers 2-2 in conference play, in very much danger of falling 2-3 in the Heartland Conference ranking. Casperitas able to intercept that one. Looks for Snelson. Here's Snelson. Able to get through. Trying to keep it in play. She's hit on that play. And that's number 21, Kristen Chandler, on the defense there. Long throw and up coming from Katie Casperitas. She looks long. Header by Wells. Goes out of play. And another goal kick upcoming. Ball in the midfield here for the Rattlers. Here's Andrea Gregg looking long. Here's Katie Casperitas. And that is Leah Snelson. Looking long. Was Permian Basin. Now here's Ashley Condren. 5 minutes remaining here. As the ball goes out of play, it'll be Rattler possession. Ashley Condren trying to get the offense rolling quickly. Throw in here by Permian Basin. This one is into the box. Out into space. Here's Paula Hostos. And this one, looking for Kirch. It's booted by Rodine. 4 minutes remaining. Claire Eder to Cordoza. Cordoza on the far left side looking for Snelson. Kasparidis not there in time. Booted there by Condren. Now to Claire Eder. Headed there. Here's Snelson to Cordoza. Here's Kasparidis again. Looking to find Kirch. In space. Here's Kirch. Having to beat Riddell. This one. No foul call on that play. A little aggressive slide there. Finally, there is a foul called. And it'll look to be on number 7. No foul. And the Rattlers maintain possession. And here's Cordoza. This one into the box. Looking for the header were the Rattlers. Ball cleared by Permian Basin. Here's Condren. Keeps this one alive for the Rattlers. Wells coming towards that one. Now Andrea Gregg trying to turn, keep this one in. Here's Gregg. That's Nelson. Here's Nelson. Claire Eder trying to get to this. 2.5 remaining. Ashton Layton going to chase this one down, keep it in play. Here's Layton. Paula Ostos coming way out of the box, clears this one out of play. Substitution, clock stoppage, 2:12 remaining here in the second half. The Rattlers trailing by 1. And boy, you'll look back and think of 5 shots from Leah Kirch. They either hit the crossbar, the post, or just wide on either side. Ashley Wells had some opportunities. Ronica Cavazos. Katie Kasparidis finds Kirch, and here's a shot. Oh, not able to get to that one in time. Kirch has to get back up. Turns on this one. Shoots. Oh, almost gets that one. 6 attempts for Leah Kirch. And boy, she hustled to get up and take another try right there in the box. A lot of credit you got to give to Alexis Frew, the goalkeeper for Permian Basin, able to keep her wits about her and make that save. She also had to get up off the deck. 1.5 remaining here in this second half. Big opportunities for the Rattlers. Just unlucky bounces, unlucky touches from the ball. This one, Permian Basin. This one is going to be cleared, and this one is coming. Ashley Condren here with the throw. This one's long. Back to Condren.
1 minute. 1 minute.
And here's Condren trying to keep this one alive. Here's Ashton Layton looking long. Here's Cordoza on the far left side. Claire Eder. Kasparidis on the far left side looking across. Deflected. Here's Eder again. Looks for Layton. Layton going to play a little bit of her old midfield. And that one just a bit wide. 30 seconds remaining. Permian Basin, now 1 player left on that bench. And truly an upset if they can hold on for the last 20 seconds. Permian Basin came into this game 1-9, 0-3 in conference play, about to get their first win. Ashley Wells not able to come up with this one.
9.
Here's Gregg.
8,
that's to Kirch.
7,
the last
6,
5 seconds.
5, 4,
Gregg.
3, 2, 1.
And that will do it. Stunning upset here as the Rattlers give up 2 goals in the second half. 2-1 is the score. The Rattlers fall to the University of Texas of the Permian Basin. What a sensational game. Some shots Some opportunities on offense just would not go for the Rattlers, and the Rattlers dropped their third straight. Just not their day. Leah Kirk, sensational. Katie Kasparidis scoring in the 9th minute. And Permian Basin able to get 2 scores, both of them in the second half. Well, that'll do it for our coverage of the women's soccer team. They fought a Permian Basin 2-1, but make sure to stay right here with us. Immediately following this game are the men, as the St. Mary's Rattlers take on the University of Texas of the Permian Basin right here on the Northside Independent School District soccer fields. Keep it locked right here on Rattlers Ustream. Once again, your Rattlers fall 2-1 to Permian Basin. And we welcome you back. Post game of the Lady Rattlers Permian Basin game. The Rattlers fall 2-1 as the Katie Casperita score in the first half. Not enough to have these Rattlers hold on. Scores from the Permian Basin forwards, Hannah Dozier, and a beauty from Lindsay Thomas are good enough to give Permian Basin a 2-1 victory. The story of the game is the shots on goal for the Rattlers. 10 in the second half, 5 from Leah Kirch. Just some unfortunate bounces, some unfortunate ricochets. 19 total shots on goal for the Rattlers. Permian Basin 1 shot on goal in the first half, up that total to 6 in the second half, bringing them to 7 shots on goal for the game. And those 6 in the second half translated to 2 goals, and that's enough to give them the victory. Alexis Frew, 1 goal allowed and 10 saves. Paula Hostos, 2 goals allowed and 2 saves. Once again, wrapping it up for the Lady Rattlers portion of this broadcast. They fall 2-1 to Permian Basin. And with that, they fall to a 5-5-2 record, 2-3 in conference play. Remember, fans, stay with us. Right around 11 minutes remaining for the start of the men's Rattlers soccer game. They'll be taking on Permian Basin. As you can see, the Northside Independent School District soccer field begin to fill up in anticipation. Once again, the Lady Rattlers unsuccessful on this Tuesday afternoon, 2-1, falling to Permian Basin. And we remind you to stay right here with us. Keep it locked. More soccer on Rattlers Ustream Live.